Okay, picking up where we left off on box 1 of my 45s. This is part 4, and we're starting off with a Buddy Holly, Peggy Sue. This clearly is not an original. It even says originally released as a different number. So this is a reissue. So it should have another good song of his on the B side, and guess what? It does every day. Buddy Holly, another tragic story, which we recently went over a couple of those, talking about Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jim Croce. But Buddy Holly, another one we lost in another plane crash. Stevie was actually a helicopter crash, and Jim Croce, I think his was a plane crash, but I'm not positive. It was some kind of crash that let us down. This guy, I don't know if he was a one-hit wonder or not, but Sonny, I remember that song well, and don't recognize Bobby Herb's name. Couldn't tell you another song he did. It'd be interesting to see what's on the B side here to see if it's something we recognize, and I don't. A Satisfied Mind. We'd have to throw that one on and give it a spin, see whether or not it's a song I recognize. But I definitely like the song Sonny. Clearly it was worth 75 cents to me. And next up, you've got Jay and the Americans doing This Magic Moment. And what would be the B-side of that? Because again, this is another band that I'm not really familiar with. Walking in the Rain. I don't know, this is a reissue. It could be a song that we recognize. It says it was released November 1969 and charted at number, what's that? 18 or 19? My eyes ain't the greatest. I'd have to guess 18. So maybe I might recognize it if I put it on. Saying here, This Magic Moment made it up to number 6 in December of 68. So I love it when they put some of the extra info on them like that. You know, it's good to know. Can help you recognize. Now this one is clearly a reissue. I mean a remake. Richie Furay, I've never even heard of. Jay and the Americans was the original on that song. So I don't know who this guy is, but it's in the box next to the original. So there you have it. I don't know the guy. Can't tell you much about that one. Next up, we've got Everybody Plays the Fool. I know that song. I'm not sure if the main ingredient is an original or not. It says it's a gold standard, recorded December 20th, 71. So my guess would be that this is the band that did it originally, the main ingredient. But there's so many one-hit wonders, and 45s are so great for those. You can get a lot of great songs by people that you don't know them, but you know the song by heart. It makes it really fun to come across those. I buy a lot of my 45s, or I was there for quite a while, just buying boxfuls of them at garage sales and flea markets. You walk up and they have a sign saying that, you know, they want 50 cents or $1 a piece. I just throw it out there. What do you take for the whole box? A lot of times, 20 bucks will do it. You know, 50 or 145s for 20 bucks. How can you go wrong? You know, especially if you flip through and you got a couple there that you recognize and that you like. And I don't mind getting duplicates because the condition on these vary greatly. Some people take care of their things, some people don't. I obviously bought very few of these brand new. The ones I have from my childhood that I bought brand new weren't necessarily taken great care of either. So here we've got the Platters doing The Great Pretender. It's a celebrity series, so there again, it's not an original. It's a reissue. But some of these songs were reissued so many times on 45s that there's just no telling how many different versions you could find of them. And that's another reason why I don't mind getting duplicates. Only You and You Alone. I might recognize that one if we put it on. It came out in July 10th, 1958, it says on here. I don't recognize it by the title. But there again, that's something that's really fun about buying boxes and just sitting back and having fun and throwing them on, because you don't recognize the band or the title, but you put the song on and you're like, oh yeah, that takes you back. Book of Love, like I know that song, boop, 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 by the Monotones. I believe that's the original band that did that. Whether or not this is an original copy, it doesn't really look like it. It looks like something that was put out in the 70s, probably a reissue. A lot of times they do reissues for people's jukeboxes, or maybe it was in a movie and there's renewed interest, so they put it back out again. I've seen stories where songs have been in the top 10 more than once. They'll be a hit, and a decade later they'll be a hit again because it was used in a movie or something. Happy Happy Birthday Baby, I Do Not Know, by the Tune Weavers. So this one's an interesting one because it has two different bands. The Monotones, Book of Love on what I would call the A side because it's a song I know, and then Happy Happy Birthday Baby by the Tune Weavers, which I've never heard of, but we could put it on and you might recognize it, might not. But Book of Love has a lower catalog number, so I'm assuming that was the A side, especially since that's the song that I recognize there. Next up in this box, yes, this is a big box. We're on our 4th episode of this box, and we're probably only a third of the way through it. So, Imperial, Hello Mary Lou by Ricky Nelson. And Ozzie and Harriet, you know, I never watched that much as a show growing up. It was before my time, believe it or not. But I knew who Ricky Nelson was. I knew Ozzie and Harriet. And I definitely know Hello Mary Lou. Traveling Man, I think this is actually probably the A side because I believe Traveling Man was one of his big hits. Let's see, 2935 and 2936. So yeah, Hello Mary Lou was the B side there, and Traveling Man was the A. But I know both songs, and that's always cool. It's nice to get 2 for 1. Now here's a reissue on the RCA Gold Standard Series. Elvis Presley. I actually have some original Elvis 45s too. I got some original Elvis, some original Beatles, I guess original Stones, and a lot of reissues. I think most of my Elvises are reissues. He got printed and put out there a bunch of times. But Hound Dog, oh yeah, that was like his first song, wasn't it? It says recorded July 2nd, 1956. Doesn't necessarily say here when it was released, but it's telling you when it was recorded. Again, before my time, but who doesn't know Elvis Presley's Hound Dog or Don't Be Cruel? So that one's July 2nd, 1956. So I'm not sure which one they're considering a B-side here. They have the exact same catalog number on both sides, so I guess it's a take your pick. It's a double A side, what they call them. There's another one of those $1.19 original price tags. But yeah, sometimes reissues, they would call them double A sides, and you would know both songs. This one somebody took really good care of. It's in a plastic sleeve and got a nice tag, but I believe this is an original. This is Sun Records, Carl Perkins, Blue Suede Shoes. Yeah. I don't think I paid $3 for that, but I might have. That would have been on the upper end of what I'll pay for a 45. Usually I don't go much over $2, but it's possible that I paid $3 for that. And then Honey Don't. I actually know the Beatles version of that better with Ringo Starr on vocals, but Carl Perkins was definitely the original on that. Well, I don't know if he was the original. Yep. It's got him listed as the songwriting credit, so he would have been the original on that. All right, now here's a classic song, Wider Shade of Pale by Procol Harum. Harum, however you want to pronounce it. Be my guest. Right, you can see here, this one's got Sandy. She signed that. Reminds me of an old girlfriend I had named Sandy, but it surely wasn't hers. God only knows who Sandy was. And what was the B-side on that? Lime Street Blues. Not a song I'm real familiar with. But oh my, we're up to 10 minutes again already. This is going fast. I'm having a great time looking through these. I hope you're enjoying watching us and reliving some memories. And we will continue on with part 5 here in just a few.